Hey everybody, it's Rob. I'm back. We're going to do another Proving Grounds practice walkthrough. Today we're going to be doing a machine called Detection, which is a Linux box rated as easy. And I would say it was fairly easy. It did take me a little bit to figure out how to work the exploit, but other than that, it was pretty straightforward, which is great because I've hit a rough patch. I've been kind of down in the dumps because I've hit a string of machines that have just been kicking my butt. Some of this stuff is just so hard, and to do this well, you have to be good at a lot of things, and there are some things that I still struggle with. Luckily, this one was a little bit of a confidence booster, and I actually got through it fairly quickly once I figured out how to get the exploit to work. So without further ado, you can see I am connected to Offsec's VPN, and you can see I have detection spun up with the IP address clearly shown here. So the first thing that we did was we ran an Nmap scan. And as is the case most of the time, not much came up. There's SSH, which is a waste of time again. And then there's something HTTP-wise on port 5000, which identifies as change detection, and it says it's a Python HTTP server 3.5 to 3.10. So really, we didn't have much choice. The first thing that I did was I went to the website on port 5000, and you can see there's this software called changedetection.io, and I believe it's basically looks at a URL and will notify you when a website has changed. So the biggest thing that I got out of this was the version number, which is clearly right here. It's 0.45.1. So the first thing I did was I went to good old Google University and searched for a change detection exploit for version 45.1. And actually, there is one in exploit database, so you would probably have found it in Searchsploit as well. And it is for version 0.45.2 or lower. So that means it should work on ours. Credit where credit is due, Zach Crossman, great job. And it's a remote code execution, which we love those. So if you look at the code, it's pretty simple. There's a few things that we're going to have to do as far as setting up a virtual environment and installing some modules. It looks like it's starting a listener, and then it's adding the URL for detection, and it's using Reddit. And then basically what it's doing, and this is the part that took me a little while, is there isn't really good documentation on this. You have to go to the notification section of the alert that it creates, and then you have to click save. And in the notification section is where the code appears for the reverse shell that it delivers as the payload. So once we run the exploit and it starts the listener on our machine, we have to go to that URL watch that it creates, and then we have to go into the notification section of it, and we need to click save. Now that took me the longest out of all, is to figure out how to get that exploit to finally work was that part right there. Because like I said, there's not really a lot of instruction out there on this exploit, and I looked for others, and they had just as little documentation as this one. So anyway, what you need to do is you need to download the code. I believe I already have a copy that I downloaded. And just in case you need to know how to do that, they give you the button right here. You just click download, and you can see now I have 2 copies. So that's how you download it. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to drag this over to my Kali folder, and then I'm going to create a new folder, 52027. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to need to install some Python modules for this exploit to work. And to do that, you need to set up a virtual environment. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to open the terminal here. I'm going to use sudo. And I'm going to do Python 3. And then if you've watched my other videos, I've showed you how to do this a few times. What we're doing is we're using the venv module to create a virtual environment .venv. Now this will keep everything sandboxed to this directory so that if we install any modules, it doesn't hose up our main Python install for the system. So we're going to hit enter here. going to enter my password. And now our virtual environment is set up. So the next thing we need to do is we need to install well, actually, to make this as easy as pie for everybody, I'm going to show you exactly what happens. So if we try to run this, and if we go back to the code, you can see down here, it tells you exactly what the arguments are. There's the URL, which is the URL you're attacking. TAC port, which is the port for the listener. TAC IP, which is your attack box. Then there's this TAC notification if you don't want to use the default notification URL. I just use the default. So we have to supply it 3 arguments. So if we go back and we look at this, you can see I'm running it using my virtual Python environment. The URL is the URL and the port number of the machine that's running changedetection.io. I'm going to listen on port 444 on my local IP address. Now, you don't have to start a listener. This code nicely does that for you, okay? So if we hit enter, it's going to fail because it needs the module pwn, right? So the way we install that is we do .venv bin pip install pwn. And actually, you're going to want to, if you created your virtual environment with sudo, you're going to need sudo to install pwn. So we're going to hit enter. It's going to download that module for us. And we're good to go. So now we'll try and run it again. Same command, right? We're just trying to run it in our virtual environment. And it fails again. Now it needs BS4. So all we do is come over here. We change this to BS4. And we hit enter. All right. So now I think all the module dependencies are installed that we need. So we're going to run the exploit one more time. And again, it's just the exploit code with the URL of the machine we're attacking, the port that we want to listen on, and our attack machine, okay? So we hit enter, and now it's doing its thing. You can see we're listening on port 444, okay? And it's waiting for connections. So now if we go over to change detection IO and we reload this page, we can see there's something happening here, right? We got this Reddit one. Now let's see if it's ready yet. We'll click edit and we'll go to the notifications. And yes, you can see in the notification body, here's the code for the reverse shell. Now, I didn't realize I had to do this in the beginning, and that's what took me a bit of time to do. So if you come over to this notification setting, and now all we should have to do is click save, and it should stall, which is a good sign. So we click save, and it does stall. So now we go back to our exploit, and we have a shell, a root shell, no less. So if we go cd root, and then we do ls, we can see the proof.txt is there. So we do cat proof.txt, we hit enter, and there's the flag. So all in all, this one was pretty easy. The hardest part for me was figuring out how to make the exploit work. It was working 100% of the time. The first time I tried it, it worked. I just didn't realize I needed to go into the click edit, go into the notification section, and then, click save to execute that payload that had been delivered. I went back, I looked at the code more. That's when I figured out that what it was doing, and that was the big hint for me. So hopefully you found this walkthrough useful. Hopefully you learned something. Like I said, if you ever see me doing anything crazy or stupid, feel free to drop a comment below. I will include the links that I referenced for the exploit and everything in the description below. And I just want to thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.